Hey guys, LuckyHD here, and hunting is boring, alphas are useless, and kind of so are gammas. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about all of that as I rant to you about what Loomian Legacy could have done differently. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Alright, to start out, let's talk about why hunting is boring. Hunting is quite literally just this anymore. You get on your mount, and then you go in the grass right here, and then you encounter a Loomian. Now, once you're done with that, the game basically auto-hunts for you. I'm pretty sure all of you guys know what auto-hunting is, right? And I feel like this is the only thing saving hunting right now, because why else would you really spend the time to WASD, use all of this finger movement just to get one encounter, right? It's kind of just, it's just tiring, right? It really is tiring, and even auto-hunting is just kind of become a mindless task that you sit there, you know, you go watch YouTube, you go watch anything, you go do something else while you're doing it in the background. Hunting is also too expensive. If we go right up here to Lumi Boost and I click on Gleaming Encounters, I can sit here and do 12.5 hours of Gleam Boost for 50 tokens, which is 800 Robux, right? However, most people are going to be wanting to a Gleaming Roaming, so obviously if you cut that down to 25 and 25, that is 6 hours and 15 minutes of Gleam Boost, and if we go over to the Corrupt, we use our other 25, that is only 4 hours and 10 minutes. The 5-minute difference between these two boosts right here purely exists for you to spend more money, obviously to even out things, so that way, again, you keep coming back and you keep spending more and more money to try to get yourself a Gleaming Roaming, which, by the way, are a 1 in 16,000 base chance. Boost tokens just purely exist for money, and I obviously understand that the developers have to get paid somehow, but again, it's just a really kind of just sad situation because it leaves a lot of players not wanting to play their game, considering the fact that you gotta spend hundreds of dollars to actually have any close chance to getting something rare. Alphas and gammas are also completely ruined by this. You think about a shiny in Pokemon, right? A shiny is a 1 in 4,096 chance. Obviously, you know, you could sit there in Loomian Legacy and be like, oh, that's really easy, but Loomian Legacy has kind of trained our brains that way. An alpha inside of Loomian Legacy is a 128 chance to find, while a gamma obviously is a 1 in 640. And it really gets absurd when you start to compare that to things like, oh, I don't know, the regular base gamma odds, which are a 1 in 20,000 chance. Am I the only person who sees something wrong with that? The fact that a gamma, a regular base odds gamma, for obviously a player who doesn't have charm, doesn't have boost, is more rare than a Gleaming Roaming for somebody who does, but that's absurd. Now you might be asking, LuckyHD, well, what would you do to fix this entire thing? You know, if obviously you're sitting here complaining about it, how would you fix the entire Gleaming situation? Well, simple. There just wouldn't be any boost tokens. You sit there, obviously you make maybe a gamma 1 in 10,000, make it something that people want, right? And then you just go ahead and keep alphas 1 in 4,096. Obviously you can have the charm, right? A charm I feel like is an essential part in realistically any Pokemon game. So you sit there, keep the charm, right? And then what would you do for Gleam Roamings? What would you do for Gleam events? Simple. Just do it like the Rainbow Vari and have it as a set odds for literally everybody, unless obviously you have the charm. And also just make it so that you can get the charm somehow in the game. The fact that there is a 19,400 odds difference between a person who regularly plays the game without any boost, any charm, and somebody who spends obviously all the money on getting whatever inside of the game, right? The fact that there is such a divide between those two is completely just kind of sad. Like, maybe do a quest for players to get the Gleaming Charm. I feel like there should just be a lot more free-to-play incentives inside of the game. Like, the fact that I have to sit there and pay Robux to look at the advanced stats on my Loomian, just like this right here. Why is that a thing? And again, I understand the developers need to pay themselves, but I feel like there could be a lot more just better ways to actually get that money rather than just ruining one of the core features of your game. Because it's like, nobody really plays Loomian Legacy for the story. They don't update the game for the story. They just keep pushing out these events and events and events and events, draining people's money, and that's really all Loomian Legacy is good for right now. If you want to even get into PvP, which is like the only other thing you can do in this game, well then obviously you have to go out there, get, you know, perfect nature Loomians, then put them into Rally, obviously keep breeding and breeding and breeding. It's just like PvP prep time, as I've heard from a million PvPers, it is too long. And I feel like, obviously, you know, we are getting a little bit off track, but I just think Loomian Legacy has a big problem, and I think it's hunting. And again, I really don't know what they could do in the future to obviously fix this, but if there's a way, I hope it comes soon, because I, quite frankly, don't even feel like spending money on this game anymore either.